What's up, guys? I am going to touch on Everton as they beat Bournemouth 3-0 today. And I'm also going to touch on Fulham, who overcame Sheffield United 3-1. Now, these are games that I found it a little hard to call. I thought that Everton were probably going to draw their game against Bournemouth because I couldn't separate the two sides before. Everton are woeful at home, and Bournemouth have not shown any inkling of being any better than the teams that have come up. The three promoted sides have comfortably placed themselves at the bottom half of the table. There doesn't seem to be any one of them that is going to leap up and make huge changes. Maybe Luton did have a win against Everton last week, and so you kind of pull for them or root for them simply because you can tell the odds that they were facing, and they are a bit of a fan's favorite at the moment, being the fact that they haven't been in the top tier of English football for the better part of 30 years. But in this game, Everton actually showed that they can play some good football. They took advantage of this game in extremely comprehensive fashion. A 3-0 victory did not flatter them whatsoever. And this is where I will now zero in on Bournemouth, who have now had two very woeful games, two very paltry displays. Their display against Arsenal was a little bit more understandable. They're facing a team that is chasing the title or is expected to be a title contender. But against Everton, you want them to show more. Everton have been very shaky at Goodison Park. And at least if they would have tried to trouble them a bit more in the first half, you could see the Goodison Park crowd maybe getting on their back a little bit, and they could build on from that. It was nice to see Everton play well today, and the relief around the stadium when they scored all three of their goals was palpable. And it was nice to hear their fans finally feel uplifted by a good performance. And they took control of this game. Not much can be said about Bournemouth because they were just that woeful. And if you're going to be facing a team that you're trying to fight to stay in the league against, you want to have better performances than this. I fear for their coach. I think Iraola might be the first person on the chopping block. Usually most teams try to make these decisions between the 7th and 10th games. And if Bournemouth are still in the same position after 10 games, it doesn't matter how well you might think they're playing or how easy on the eye they are. I see him as a dead man walking. I kind of have him as odds-on favorite as the first manager to get the sack. However, when it comes to Sean Dyche, we're now seeing the Jekyll and Hyde version of him. This is the same good play we see them have every once in a while, like last season when they were able to beat Brighton in a good counter-attacking game, a couple of weeks ago when they were able to beat Brentford, and now comfortably beat Bournemouth, which is what you need to do when you're taking on a relegation rival. You need to put them to the sword, and you need to be able to take care of them. So a good win for Everton against Bournemouth. And over on the other side, Fulham managed to overcome Sheffield United 3-1. Sheffield United is another team that I fear for. They do not look prepared at all for the league. And if they want to do anything, they need to also get to the January transfer window very fast. They need to get some tried and tested Premier League players, maybe try and raid some people from Leeds or raid some people from Leicester to try and have any opportunity to try and stay in the league. Fulham hadn't scored too many goals prior to this game, so for them to score 3 was good. They needed this game to put them back into the running for mid-table. I think Fulham are going to be all right. They just need to score more goals. I believe they were the lowest scorers coming into this round of fixtures. But not bad. I think that if Marco Silva is able to get either Carlos Vinicius or somebody else scoring, or if they can be like Tottenham and pool a bunch of their players to try and chip in with a goal here and there, Fulham should be a comfortable mid-table side. But nothing is ever promised in the Premier League. And in a game like this, they took their chances and they were able to put Sheffield United away pretty comfortably after Sheffield United were able to equalize the game. But that's all I got for those two matches. Let me know what you think about Everton. Is this a little bit of a renaissance, or are we going to see the Everton that we have seen for the early part of this season show back up after the international break? And what about Fulham? They're a mid-table side, and they probably are going to be finishing somewhere around 11th to 13th. At least that's where I have them. But let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching. I love you. And as always, peace.